After a really successful bench boost in Game Week 37, I'm finally back into the top 100k. And here is my team selection ahead of the final game week of the season. I think it's very fair to say I got quite lucky with my bench boost in Game Week 37. And it's not usual that on a team selection video, I'll actually go through my team the week before. But I thought just because it was so important to my rank, you know, my bench boost and the players that I selected, etc. I thought I'd just talk through how they all did. Really happy with the performance of my defense goalkeepers. I mean, there haven't been really many good goalkeepers this season, so I'm not too mad about that. Petrovic and Dubravka combined for 8 points. Guardiola, absolute hero for me. I really think he's turning into that sort of João Cancelo type player for Pep Guardiola. And he will definitely be, as long as he gets through the Euros, etc., uninjured or whatever, gets through a pre-season and is ready to go for Game Week 1, I think he's going to be straight in my team. He is locked down that left-hand side of defence for Man City, scoring goals, getting the odd assist, and Man City are finally keeping clean sheets, which is obviously the reason he scored 27 points. I think he's going to be one of the first names on my team sheet in the next season's FPL. White and Gabriel, absolute stalwarts of the Arsenal defence, kept a clean sheet against Man United. It was a tough one for them. I think Man United definitely had their chances to score, but they held on. That's the story of the Arsenal defence this season. They've been really strong. Happy to get a couple of clean sheets out of them. Saka, bit disappointed from him. Son obviously missing a big chance against Man City. Foden, brilliant. Palmer, brilliant. Gordon, I'll take what I got from him. A disappointing game from him, I would say, against Man United. Could have quite easily. I think it was a penalty. I support Man United, and I think the foul, well, the tackle from Amrabat on Gordon in that game was a foul, meaning Gordon probably would have gotten the assist for an Isak goal on a penalty. Isak, bit disappointed by him. He was part of a -4 hit I took for Game Week 37, and he didn't score. Solanke actually outscored Isak, the player I sold to bring Isak in, but if given the chance to make that decision again, I think I would. Isak was in such good form. Bit unlucky. I think he's carrying a little bit of an injury. But, you know, he's nailed on in my mind to start for Newcastle. Newcastle really good going forward. He's on penalties. I mean, he ticks all the boxes of a good FPL asset. So I think given that decision again, I'd make the same call. And obviously really happy with the Haaland captaincy. My bench, I do feel I got really lucky with it. But I'll take my luck because I've definitely had my fair share of bad luck this season. Dubravka just got me saves points, 5 points across the 2 fixtures he played. Happy with that, I'll take it. Gusto, 13-pointer. I feel really fortunate with him, but I do and I don't because I was very close to taking a hit to sell him for Pedro Porro, which I had the cash to do and I thought was a sensible move given, you know, Reece James was likely back for Chelsea. Gusto at the time wasn't playing for them. You know, he was injured, just came back from injury, etc. Didn't start the first game of the double, and Porro scored. So I was thinking, oh my God, what an absolute nightmare. And then actually, Gusto started, got an assist, and then got subbed off before Chelsea conceded against Brighton. So I feel really lucky. I'm counting my lucky stars on Gusto, but I feel my patience with him and my eagerness just to hold on and ride out like good luck, bad luck, etc. with him. I feel that kind of brought the luck onto me with him. Chris Richards is what it is, 3.9 million defender, got 2 points, don't really care. And then Mateta, man of the moment, I would say, for Crystal Palace. I really like him as an option. He got me a 9-pointer. So, yeah, all of that combined, 145 points in the game week. For me, I think that's probably, barring maybe triple game weeks of a couple of seasons ago, the COVID season, that might still be the highest scoring week I've ever had in FPL. And I'm up to 82k overall. So let's take a look at my team for Game Week 38. All right, starting off then with goalkeepers and defenders. Got one free transfer and 1.8 million in the bank. Now, on the face of it, Guardiola, White and Gabriel, I think, are genuinely the three best defenders you could possibly pick for Game Week 38. I don't think it gets much better than those three. So I'm very happy to hold on to them. Petrovic in goal and Dubravka on the bench. I could do better than the two of them, but I've got a little bit of a problem there. I'm already, without spoiling who's in the rest of the team, I'm already tripled up on Man City and I'm already tripled up on Arsenal. And the two goalkeepers I would want to bring in are either David Raya, who I would have the cash to bring in, and then Ortega of Man City, with Ederson getting his concussion in Game Week 38. And I think he's got a slight fracture to his eye socket, which is obviously a real shame for him. It means Ortega is going to be starting Game Week 38 for Man City. And he is now 3.6 million. So, yeah, there's no concern about budget there. But I'm already tripled up on Man City and Arsenal. So with one free transfer, I can't justify bringing, you know, any of those two players in because I can't. I'd have to take 2 free transfers and then sell another asset that I'm really happy with. So, yes, I've still got a free transfer. I might do something with Petrovic. But right now, I can't think of a better option for around that price. Onto the midfield, Palmer, Son, Foden and Saka. Saka's flagged at the moment. He was, well, a doubt before the Man United game. Obviously featured in that one played. I think he played quite well. I think across most of the season he's been dealing with something. I think he might have a niggling Achilles injury. I think that's what I heard or saw on Twitter. Don't know how much truth there is to that. I do think he's going to be playing a little bit limited against Everton, but again, I just can't justify selling Saka. I think he is the best Arsenal player in the game in my mind. On penalties, takes the odd set piece. I just think he's probably one of their main goal threats as well, so I can't justify selling him. Foden, don't see any reason to sell him. Son against Sheffield United, I mean, there's no justification to sell him. And then Palmer, 8 expected points against Bournemouth according to DraftHound. I have no justification to sell him either, so on the face of it, right now, I don't see a transfer in any of those players. But let me know in the comments if you can suggest anything. From my mind, I think sometimes, right, in FPL, the best decision is to make no transfers. And sometimes that could also be a differential. Rather than transferring in a low-owned player where you expect to climb ranks, maybe holding on to players that people might be looking to sell to gain an advantage actually becomes your differential. And that's kind of where I'm thinking from this week. I'm really not trying to overthink it. I'm quite happy with my rank now. Jumped up into the top 100k, as you can see. I'm not going to rush a transfer in, basically. And I'm hoping that knowledge, if you're in a similar situation to me with your team, I'm hoping passing on that knowledge to you will help. But right now, with those players in mind, I don't see a transfer. And up front, I'm going Haaland, Mateta and Isak. I'm going to bench Anthony Gordon. He obviously didn't... I don't know if he limped off injured. I can't remember if he played the full 90 or came off slightly early with an injury. He definitely played on in the game, though, when he did initially pick up the knock. Anthony Gordon is a doubt ahead of the Brentford game. We all know what an Anthony Gordon injury means, though. It means he could probably play next week. I mean, pretty much every time he's been injured this season, he's played the week after. I mean, he's literally left the stadium on crutches and still played the week after. So I don't really doubt his ability to start, but I just think, having seen Aston Villa celebrating achieving top 4, they had a big party on, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday night. I don't think their players are going to be in the best condition for the Crystal Palace game. I don't think the motivation's there for them anymore, given they finished the season as far as they're concerned. They got their place in the league. It's safe and secure now, 4th. I think Crystal Palace could do a number on them. I really do. I think Mateta in particular is kind of the man in form for them at the moment. And to be honest, if I had a midfielder I want to sell, it would probably be Gordon to Elise. But I just can't justify bringing in Elise for any of the 4 midfielders that I currently have starting. Maybe I could just sell Gordon and put Elise on the bench. But could I bring myself to do that? I'm not too sure. I'm really happy with Mateta. And like I said, I think Crystal Palace can do a number on Aston Villa. They've really hit a really good run of form towards the end of this season, and yeah, I think it could be a good option. Haaland is my captain again. I just don't see any reason to go different. I'm going to stick to my guns with Isak. I think he's going to play, and if he doesn't, like I said, I've got a good chance I think that Gordon plays, so yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Honestly, right now, I just don't see a desperately required transfer or even like a luxury transfer that makes sense in my team. I think this is the strongest 11 I can possibly pick. Let me know in the comments, though, what you think of that. The one move I would consider if I were in a different position or potentially had some more cash in the bank would be to bring in Mo Salah. I think it's going to be Jurgen Klopp's final game at Anfield. I just think the narrative is there for Liverpool to score a few goals, and it doesn't really matter if you've got Salah what they do defensively. But I think Salah could do well because I have a feeling it might be his final game at Anfield now. We know the Saudi clubs were interested in him last summer. He didn't go. For me, in my mind, getting rid of, Jurgen Klopp leaving, I think it's a time of transition for Liverpool. And if I was a Liverpool fan, I'd kind of want them to cash in on Mo Salah. So anyway, I do think it could be Mo Salah's final game at Anfield. And that could be extra motivation for him to put in a really good performance. And particularly because it's obviously not a disappointing season, but it is by his standards he'll want to sort of end things on a high, particularly if he's in the shot window this summer. I think he's going to play really well in that game. So that would be the transfer I would consider if I could afford it, but I've got one free swap and 1.8 million in the bank, and there's just absolutely no way I can bring him in. And ultimately, I don't really want to chase rank. I think if you're chasing rank, you could potentially captain Salah, of course, as well as bringing him in. But honestly, it's the most boring team selection video ever. But I just don't see a transfer I need to make with this team. Alright then, and that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed that and found it useful. Please, again, let me know in the comments what you think of this team selection below. I just wanted to use the end of this video to thank everyone for all their support this season. It's been unbelievable on this channel. I've had such fun on the live streams and just making the videos in general. This is one of like the best hobbies in the world, to be honest. So I'm just so grateful. I was just going to get up a live subscriber count a second, because the growth on this channel this season has been absolutely amazing. We're currently on 4,653 subscribers, which, I mean, to me is just absolutely amazing. 4,000 people have clicked subscribe on my channel. It's incredible. And I just want to thank everyone for doing so, particularly to my members as well. I mean, those guys that have been there since day one. Thank you so much for all your support on the channel. It's been a pleasure live streaming to you separately. If you want to do that, you can join as a member. However, I did just want to say, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to live stream on Sunday, the GameWeek 38 deadline. My girlfriend is running a half marathon and I'm going to be there to support her. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to live stream on the Sunday. So I might be able to get something out Saturday afternoon, evening time. It'd be kind of, I'll just do a live stream Saturday evening, basically, and we'll cover all the deadline topics and stuff there. But I think that leaves me there. Yeah, just another thank you. If you don't catch my live stream or whatever, just another thank you for all the support you guys have given me throughout the season. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you think I should do with my team. I mean, ultimately, I'm really happy with it. I just don't see an obvious transfer. Next week, I've got a really incredibly busy week with work, to be honest, but I will try and do an FPL end of season award show. And then we're on the Euro 2024 fantasy hype from the week after. So look out for the live stream on Saturday. I'll do a FPL awards ceremony. I'll wear a suit and all that for it in the week. Yeah, Euro 2024 fantasy content coming from that point, if anyone fancies sticking around for that. So if you like the sound of that, please click subscribe. It should be just here on your screen. Struggling to get my words out there. Again, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll catch you in my next one.